friends, I am Ivan Kundapalli and today we will learn about pronouns. Pronouns. So what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun. So if we use pronouns correctly, we can reduce the repeated use of nouns. Consider this sentence. This is Ethan. Ethan is my brother. Ethan likes to eat cake. Instead of using Ethan repeatedly, we can use he. Like, this is Ethan. He is my brother. He likes to eat cake. There are different types of pronouns. These are the different types of pronouns. They are personal pronoun, possessive, indefinite, interrogative, reflexive, intensive, relative, reciprocal, and demonstrative pronouns. First, we will learn about personal pronouns. Personal pronouns replace nouns referring to people. So they are subject and object pronouns. Subject pronouns, they always come before verbs, and object, they come after verbs. So the subject pronouns are I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. The object pronouns are me, us, you, him, her, it, and them. So I will explain this through some examples. I called Cecil. As you all of you know that in a sentence there is subject, verb and object. So subject is the one who does the action and the object is the noun who receives the action. So in this sentence, I is the subject pronoun and Cecil is the object. It's not object pronoun, it's just object. So who calls Cecil? I. So I is the one who does the action and Cecil is really receiving the action done by me, done by I. So now let's look at another example. We can also tell I called him or I called them. Okay. Then another example is Cecil called me. In this sentence, Cecil is the subject, not subject pronoun, just subject. Called me. Me is the object who is receiving the action. So we can also say, but we cannot say me called Cecil. Okay, we cannot say me called Cecil. We can tell Cecil called us, Cecil called you, Cecil called them, Cecil called him. But we cannot say me called Cecil. So now let's move on to possessive pronouns. So possessive pronouns are used to show that something belongs to someone. That means ownership. So for first person it's mine and ours, second person yours, and third person his, hers, theirs and its. So for example, this pen is mine. It is telling that this pen belongs to me. Like that bag is mine. This book is yours, that building is theirs, like that. So there's some important rules which you must remember. These possessive pronouns are never placed before nouns and never spelled with apostrophe. Now you might be confused with possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. I will explain this through these examples. This is my pen, this pen is mine. The both sentences have the same meaning and its ownership. So, in this sentence, my, it's not a possessive pronoun, it's a possessive adjective. The reason is, I have told you that the possessive pronouns never placed before nouns. So this here pen is a noun and it's placed before a noun. So it is possessive adjective, and also it's modifying the noun pen. So it's a possessive adjective and this is a possessive pronoun. So now let's move on to indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns refers to non-specific people or things. For example, somebody, anybody, can be any person. So these are singular indefinite pronouns and these are plural. So pronouns ending with one or somebody are always singular. So these are always singular and these are always plural. They another, anybody, anyone, anything, each, either, everybody, everyone, everything, much, neither, nobody, no one, nothing, somebody, someone and something. And the plural are both, few, many, others and several. And these all, any, most, none, more and some can be singular and plural. It will be singular and plural according to the phrase. Then if the indefinite pronoun is singular, it should have a singular verb. For example, everyone likes ice cream. We cannot say everyone was getting ready for the party. We cannot say everyone were getting ready because it's a singular everyone. So we say was. And if it's plural, we should have a plural verb. Then for negative clause, for example, anybody didn't come to the party. We cannot say like that. We can only say nobody came. And we can not say nobody didn't come. We only need one negative. We don't have to take another negative. So now let's learn about interrogative pronouns. They are who, what, which, whom or whose. Interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions and they are called interrogative pronouns only when they are used to ask questions. And there is a question mark at the end of the sentence. There should be a question mark at the end of the sentence. And it's a question format. So, for example, what is that? Which is yours? So, these interrogative pronouns are generally followed by verbs. See here in the sentence, what interrogative pronoun is followed by the verb is. Here also is. So, now you might have been confused about interrogative pronouns and interrogative adjectives. So, I will explain this through an example. What are they buying? Here, as I told you, the interrogative pronouns are generally followed by verbs. So, here it is followed by the verb are. So, that's the interrogative. So, here what is an interrogative pronoun? In the next sentence, what food are they buying? Here the food noun is there. So, this what is an interrogative adjective. So now let's move on to relative pronouns. Who, whose, whom, which and that are relative pronouns. WH words and that comes under relative pronouns. For example, now he is a man. He helped me. Yasid has found the mobile. He had lost the mobile. So now let's use some of these relative pronouns and join these sentences. So in the first sentence, you can see, he is a man. He helped me. So he is a man. We will erase he and write here who. He is a man who helped me. So we join these two sentences. Like that, Yasid has found the mobile. So we write here which. So Yasid has found the mobile which he had lost. Okay. Now we will learn reflexive and intensive pronouns together. So the reflexive and intensive pronouns are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, themselves and yourselves. So when it's plural, it will be selves. And when it's singular, it will be self. So reflexive pronouns are used when the subject does something to itself. That means that the subject and object refers to same person or thing. For example, he blames himself for the accident. That means he is blaming himself for the accident. Now consider this sentence. My brother paid himself for my ice cream. Here this himself is an intensive pronoun. I will explain. These intensive pronouns are used to emphasize the sentence. That means to give stress to the sentence. So here if we remove the intensive pronoun, my brother paid for my ice cream, the sentence has the same meaning. So if there is the word himself also, it has the same meaning. So intensive pronouns are just used to emphasize the sentence. But if you remove this reflexive pronoun, like he blames for the accident, it can be he blames him for the accident, he blames her for the accident, it can be any person. So intensive pronouns are not necessary, but reflexive pronouns, if we remove them, the meaning of the sentence will change. So now we will learn reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal pronouns show mutual relationships or doing the same thing. So they are each other and one another. So each other is used when there are two people, animal or thing. One another is used when there are more than two people, animal or thing. So for the example for each other is Ethan and Ivan like each other. Here Ethan likes Ivan and Ivan likes Ethan. So they are both doing the same thing. And the example for one another is team members cooperate with one another. Here we are assuming that the team consists of more than two people and they are doing the same thing. Our last topic is demonstrative pronouns. So demonstrative pronouns are used to point out or indicate to specific things. So we can divide them into two groups, near and far. So for near it is this and these, for that and those. So this is used for singular and these for plural, that for singular and those for plural. So for example, this is a pen, that is a bag, these are pencils, those are boys, like that. So consider this sentence. This is a good pen, this pen is good. Both have the same meaning. Here this is a demonstrative pronoun, but here this is not a demonstrative pronoun. This is a demonstrative adjective. So how can we differentiate between them? Demonstrative pronouns generally are followed by a verb like is, are and was. So they are replacing a noun and they never come immediately before a noun. But here see, this noun is actually a pen, then the word pen is actually a noun, and see it is coming just before it. So it's not a demonstrative pronoun, it's a demonstrative adjective. So friends, this is our 6th video during this lockdown days. If you haven't seen my previous videos, just go through it. There are videos about nouns, articles and some more interesting videos. Thank you.